Okay, Sunday, October 29th, I'm over at my cousin's place in Princeton, New Jersey. It's like one of these American condominium complexes, you know, very standard living here. It's a nice town. Had a nice ride from the airport, then fell asleep. We went for dinner at an Indian restaurant, caught up on a lot of things, so it was fun. Yeah, we got to talk a lot. We both talked a lot about politics here in America. Now, what was funny was he was a real Democrat long back, and now he's in the Trump camp, in the Republican camp, and he told me for the reasons, mostly on the business reasons. Like, now I'm here, and I come to realization that Ukraine is very far away for people, very far away in their minds. It's not in their everyday lives. It's been we're not in World War II where everyone is reading the same newspaper. Everyone is just reading the news they want to read. What's interesting to them, like following stocks or following stuff related to their work or following the sports, and they cut out all the other stuff. But in the old days, we had to read newspapers cover to cover. Car. Yeah, I don't want to walk in the road. It's bad for your health in America. Walking. There's no sidewalk here. It's like people look at you like you're crazy when you're walking around sometimes. There's a sidewalk. I see it. Yeah. It's a little bit chilly here. This is the problem. But on the good side, this new Speaker of the House said that the U.S. has to stand by Ukraine, this Trump supporter. But he has no problem sending the money as long as it's audited and accounted for. So, I'm all for that. Ukraine should. I am wondering where the money is going. Like I said, I have my brother-in-law is in the war, and we had to shell out some money for his gear. I'd like to know why. All these billions of dollars are coming over, and all these weapons and everything, and the soldiers are having to buy all their own gear. And go on Facebook and raise money from friends and everything. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just wondering what's going on in the process, because the soldiers are supposed to be the priority. The individual fighting man or fighting woman, we have women, Ukrainian women actually fighting, should get all the should be the priority. Everything else is second. We got to make sure they're equipped, they're fed, they're trained. This is the American military mindset, to really invest a lot in every soldier to make sure they can deliver a hell of a lot of violence, and they can make decisions, and they can, lead and what have you. So, anyway, yeah, so what is I was up all the night, jet lagged. It's like 6 in the morning here, 6, 7 in the morning. I don't know, just taking a walk. He's getting ready, and we're going to go out to some kind of Denny's or some breakfast diner. I'm really missing these American pancakes and that fluffy butter and all that good stuff. I can't add too much weight, so but yeah, it's just it's a different perspective here. When you come to America and you actually put your feet on the ground here, it's like a whole different air and whole different feeling and whole different mindset. It's just it's very different. It's a very different sort of place, different different kind of people and everything. Very work focused, have their own lives, living in their own bubbles. So I don't know. Ukraine definitely has to work on the PR, and I think the only way they can do it is like some business case, like showing that the Ukraine is, which they're doing, but why, in addition to wearing down half the Russian army, because in a lot of people's mindset here, Russia hasn't done anything. They were just minding their own business, and I'm just saying the mindset here. I don't agree with this. I'm living in the U.S., but these people living here, their lives are, they don't know anything about Ukraine. They don't know anything about Russia. They barely, know about what's going on in the next state. I'm going to Virginia Beach today, and I was talking to somebody. They didn't even know where this place was. They thought it was in Florida. You know, and I said, no, Virginia Beach, Virginia. You know, it's like the 20th largest city in the country, number 20. And it's so I don't know, Ukraine has to work on this marketing. Maybe they have to come up with a program that digital nomad Americans can come over there. They get some easy visa. Right now you have to get a temporary resident permit. You have to open a company. There's some hoops you have to jump through. You pay a lawyer $1,500. Maybe they got to streamline that. You know, that if you have an American passport, you can just get a Ukrainian ID card. You know, they should say we're really going to make English a second national language. And I don't know why they didn't pass this law or pass this guidance to that the movies coming in, they're in original language with subtitles. They're still going to dub everything in Ukrainian. They really need to get on the English language there. The culture thing in Europe, it's kind of cool. You go to every country and there's different food, different costumes, you know, on the national days, different languages. But it can be its undoing. It really hinders interoperability. We're in a wartime situation now. We're re-entering a Cold War against very belligerent nations. And English as a second language, as a as like a mandatory second language or something, will increase the interoperability. You know, and we encourage Americans to immigrate over there, and then they become a political voice. You know, maybe they could put a pact together if there's enough Americans in the Ukraine and they're digital nomads. They could put together a political action committee and maybe even get some help from the Ukrainian government on this, so we can be activists over here and educate all these people. And this is like Princeton, New Jersey. This is like the town of Princeton University is like, I think it's just around the corner here. And I was talking to some kid last night on the train who was going to Princeton, and you know, he was concerned about getting an internship at a Wall Street bank. He was studying computer science, and you know, he wanted to use that to be a quant analyst at a Wall Street bank. And I was asking, like, what about joining the NSA or joining the CIA or something? And I mean, that's where those schools they feed the agencies in the U.S., like the CIA, and even the military recruit from Princeton, Harvard, and all this for leadership and for top scientists and everything. No interest. He wanted Goldman Sachs, BlackRock. You know, he was really excited to talk to me because I used to work in BlackRock and everything. But I was, yeah. So Ukraine has a lot of work to do over here. You know, they have a lot of work to do to win over American hearts and minds within a year. I mean, I don't argue with my friends and my relatives about their political stance here. I just listen and understand why. And, you know, I mean, in a lot of these LinkedIn groups, they say all the Trump supporters are a cult. I don't think so. Democrats really failed. They failed on patriotism. You know, we need an American culture. You know, this is a great country. It's the greatest country ever on the planet of the Earth. You know, planet Earth. That's not planet of the Earth. It's because of America, we have creativity, we have democracy, we have self-expression, all these different minority groups and these groups that have been marginalized, they have a safe home here. And this whole idea of providing safety for marginalized people comes from America. And, you know, Europe, you know, did probably a better job of, you know, handling refugees and integrating refugees, but refugees can go farther here. You know, we were talking like, you know, in American companies, when people are working together from different backgrounds, it doesn't matter. But when you're in Europe, people are all hung up on this. So America's really good at integrating people and getting the best out of them. And we can make Ukraine like that. Ukraine can become this, you know, multicultural, not multi-ethnic, but multicultural society. I mean, we kind of see it in the IT sector. I'm working in an IT company, and there's some other foreigners there, and no one's, you know, no one's got a block in their head about someone's background. They just want to get the job done. So that's picking up. So, yeah, it's just some thoughts I have, you know. But Ukraine has to do something. You know, Europe has to do something, because like these people who are supporting switching to Trump, like my cousin. You know, like I said, he's a hard Democrat. He's from New Jersey, from Princeton, New Jersey. This is like one of the most Democrat places in America, and people are switching sides. And they're not cultists, they're not stupid. I mean, this is like one of the smartest cities in the whole United States of America. You know, it's, you know, a lot of Wall Street banks have back offices here. There's a lot of nuclear fusion research going on here. Medical, you know, the medicine research, pharmaceutical research going on here. I mean, this is like where everything comes from. It's like Silicon Valley. It's one of those kind of cities. They create the ideas. They don't just use the ideas. Like in most countries, like Norway, for example, they use all the ideas really well, but not very much has actually originated from there. You know, but they're very good at, once the Americans create an idea, they're very good at implementing it and getting the best out of it, even better than here. We're good at creating, but we don't use the ideas very well. You know, so yeah, why are they switching? You know, they want this identity, right? They want to be proud to identify as Americans. It shouldn't be something they're ashamed of. But it's a great country. It does great things for people. You know, people can become whatever they want here. What else they want? They want this border wall closed. It's not fair that people are getting rewarded for gaming the system. Everyone should go through a democratic process. And then this woke thing, it's just really out of hand. It's not even necessary. Marginalized people, people of minority groups, have access to the system wherever they're medically qualified. You know, I mean, if their condition doesn't allow them to wear military equipment, you know, or allow them to work at UPS lifting heavy boxes, every job has that. It's not because of their race or their preferences or whatever. It's just because their body, they can't pass a test. It's just like if you want to be a doctor, you have to pass a test. It's not racist. Just because you want to be a doctor and you're from a marginalized group doesn't mean you can. Just because you want to, you have to pass a test. So, same sort of thing. Same sort of deal. Yeah. I'm gonna fly to Virginia Beach. I'm gonna go eat, like I said, eat one of these at these American pancake houses, and then this afternoon fly to Virginia Beach and hopefully visit one of my colleagues in between, you know, between the New Jersey Transit and the airport. Yeah, it's gonna still jet lagged. I think I've slept like only 3, 4, 5 hours in the last couple days, like smoothly. Oh no, in Warsaw I slept well. Yeah, Warsaw I slept well. I always sleep well because it's not that big of a time difference, and I'm very comfortable in that city. I'll tell you, I don't miss living in America. I like the idea of America, but I don't miss this car culture. There's cars everywhere. Everything is a car. Car to go get some pancakes, car to go to the store, car to do this, car to that. We got to change this in America. This is something, like I said, you know, all this railroad stuff and all this stuff, they started this in America, like Transcontinental railroads, and a lot of these electronic and software technologies came from here to manage all these public transportation. But we don't use it. We're still doing this, still jumping in the car to do every small thing. This is something, I don't know, but that'll never change. It's just so ingrained and so entrenched, all the roads. I mean, you'd have to overhaul the whole country. But maybe it'll just, when the old buildings, they'll just die away and new buildings will be made more ergonomic. And this is something I really like about living in Ukraine and living in Europe is I'm walking 10 kilometers, 6 miles a day just doing chores, going grocery shopping, going and getting stuff here and there, going to the office. You know, everything is on foot, and it just, you log in the miles. And here it's really hard to do. You know, you're just always jumping in one of these iron things and going somewhere. I don't miss that, but you know, yeah, it's that's one thing I would like to see change is more public transit, more mixed use real estate. Like in all of these apartments, there's no shops here. I mean, one of these buildings could be cleared and they could put like a little shopping center here for some food and small things, housewares. But no, you have to drive far away just to get to some shopping place. So that could be done. They could allow for that, maybe clear one of these buildings out and Yeah, put some commercial property in there, or make one of them into offices or something, and make like a little campus here, so you don't have to like waste a couple hours. You know, you end up doing like, if you're driving 25-30 minutes to work, you're really doing 45, because you've got to count the door-to-door time, not just the time you're sitting in the car and, you know, parking the car and finding parking place and the maintenance. You're burning up like 10-20 hours a week, 15-20 hours, I'd say 15 to 20 hours a week. 15-20 hours a week, you can do a lot of working out, a lot of reading, you know, so many things. You can do so many things, you know, creative. I mean, that would be a big productivity boom for the US in terms of creativity and new ideas. A lot of time is tied up and lost in the car. I mean, yes, people listen to audiobooks and everything, but you have to have your eyes on the road and focus on the driving. You can't do too much multitasking when you're driving. But anyway, that's all I got, and I'll make the next video when I think at the airport, or maybe in Virginia Beach. We'll see. Anyway, see you all later. Bye. Okay, I'm getting ready to board to go to Virginia Beach. Finally, after 3 days of traveling, we're getting there. Yeah, it's a long trip. Anyway, we'll see you on the other side. Right, Sunday, October 29th, 2023, finally in Virginia Beach. I actually got here a couple hours ago, but I just had to do a lot of things. I had to buy a monitor. I found something off of Craigslist for 25 bucks. Saved like $100 versus buying it new. So I have an external monitor, you know, for my laptop. Got a keyboard and mouse set up from the Walmart. Just unpacked. You know, life is tiring. Yeah, the flight from New York to here was it was quite okay. Talked to an interesting guy. He has some business cleaning heat exchangers and companies. It's like it's an interesting business because no one's ever thought of it before. It was I studied engineering, and so I understood everything he was talking about. He was kind of a little bit surprised, you know. But yeah, heat exchangers. That was a big part of my senior year. You know, everything about heat exchangers. You know, so yeah, I never worked with them ever since. Yeah, you know, I guess the GoPro in a way. You know, flipping open the feet on the GoPro, it's like the fins. It's sort of this heat transfer principle to remove heat from the camera. From the microprocessor creates a lot of heat, and you need to dissipate it. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I think tomorrow I got to get to work. I'll see if there's some time. I'll set up the GoPro probably Wednesday. Do some videos with the GoPro, and yeah, go around. It's dark here, so there's not much to see. You know, so yeah, I have to get to bed. I'm gonna try to keep as much of the sleep cycle from Ukraine as intact. You know, it's really no need to be up late. So if I get to bed like after work around 7 and wake up like 3 a.m. local time here, that should be, yeah, this would be like sleeping in back in Ukraine or something. You know, 7 to 2 or 7 to 3, more or less. Yeah, something like that. But wow, it was a rough trip. I don't know if it'd been better to, you know, I wanted to see my friends and relatives and everything in Newark, so I guess it was worth the extra day. I saw one of my colleagues. You know, we all work from home, and we actually never met in person, so we met for the first time. That was pretty cool. You know, you know, just a busy, action-packed day. And nice to see the Walmart. I didn't realize in Virginia Beach when I was here last time, there was only one Walmart in this area, and now they're like every 2 miles. There's like this huge super center, and they're just packed. It's wow, you know. I don't know. I guess there was Kmart and there was other stores before they all went bust, and Walmart kind of filled in and took it all. You know, I have to say they got good stuff over there. I can understand why they're in business. All the merchandise is stuff people need, and prices are good. You know, so you know, what can you do? You know. So, Anyway, so that's the end of the adventure. Here we are, and I'll start a new series of videos. So this was just a video from getting from point A to point B, you know. So anyway, take care. Bye-bye.